We all know that Premier Boxing Champions is leaving Showtime. The rumor online is that Amazon Prime could potentially be a new destination for them. Prime Video getting into more of the combat sports space. Welcome back to the City Light Project YouTube channel for yet another news and reaction video here. Look guys, I'm not a boxing guy. You subscribers, you all know this. Boxing, it's low on the totem pole as far as my favorite combat sports go. Not to say that I don't like boxing, not to say I don't respect the athletes, anything like that. Quite frankly, I just don't have time. I just don't have time to dive into that world. In addition to all the MMA leagues, kickboxing leagues, and the other sports that I follow as well. However, I did want to make this quick video just to talk about and gauge your guys' opinions on if PBC moves to Prime Video, what that will look like for boxing in the future, and if that might cause some waves in regards to maybe new eyes, new fans, and an evolution of the boxing world as we know it. So smash the like button on this video, and please feel free to comment on this one especially, because I know there's a lot of boxing fans out there, and I want to gauge your guys' opinions first and foremost. If you haven't heard, Premier Boxing Champions leaving Showtime after 25 plus years. Is Prime Video a good destination for them? Well, Prime Video is already a great platform and is in bed with a ton of professional sports leagues right now. They're streaming NFL games, okay? Enough said. Enough said. In addition to one championship on the combat sports side, and let's be honest, one championship, they did start it as a test. I think they only had like a 5 or 6 fight show deal with them to start. Because if you can recall, they weren't always called one fight night number, for example. They were called one on Prime Video, 1, 2, and then eventually they changed the name and they signed a long-term deal. Now they're going to go down that road for a very long time. They've extended the deal. And it's doing wonders, in my opinion. There's people who I wouldn't have never have expected to be into mixed martial arts, let alone one championship over the UFC, which is, in North America, the easiest form of mixed martial arts to access. Everybody has Amazon Prime. It's crazy. Every student that I know, every former student, every family, everybody is taking advantage of that 1 to 2 day shipping, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody has Amazon Prime. And now, every sports fan has Amazon Prime. Pretty much, you're getting half your cheaper sports gear from Amazon Prime. By the way, if you live in a small town, especially in Canada, continue to support your local sports store. But still, I think more eyes, in particular, new eyes on boxing. Because like I said, people who I would never have expected to get into mixed martial arts and everything that one championship has been providing, I could be surprised with new boxing fans as well. And more of my generation. And I definitely think it's going to be more eyes than on traditional cable, hell, on Showtime subscription. Haymon has been reported to have had talks with Prime Video. Since I said in the introduction, it's very, very likely Showtime will not renew its deal. Amazon already doing a great job with their live sports, wrestling, NFL, one championship, and one-off boxing events as well. It's unclear if Amazon would employ a similar format that a Showtime was doing with boxing, or hell, even that ESPN, DAZN does with their boxing product, or if they will just be the main platform, because they could just be one-offs. They might not necessarily have to do every single PBC boxing event. They might not want to. They may want just the bigger ones, and they may not have the budget that they're spending on the NFL, for example. Would it cost the same to have the PBC as their main broadcasting outlet? No, it would be a lot cheaper than the NFL, but still, maybe they just want to load up on those big fights. It's still very unclear. The one positive, though, is they're like the independent bidder right now. ESPN's got theirs. DAZN's got theirs. These deals are pretty much already in place. So there's not really any big competition if Amazon did want to swoop in and get the rights and broadcast. There's no room to really ruffle any feathers either, because it's not like these other networks are chomping at the bit, from what I've been reading, from what I've been looking at anyways right now. And furthermore, the PBC, from what I've read anyways, has more interest in getting on Amazon versus Amazon trying to get them. So when I first saw this story come up, there's a podcast that was linked to it. So shout out to Chris Mannix, the Chris Mannix Boxing Podcast. Go check that out. I was listening to his segment on the matter. And again, I'm not a big boxing guy, but this guy does great work. I'm actually going to start listening to his podcast because it was good. Pretty unfiltered and passionate as well. And it was on this podcast where I found out that Premier Boxing Champions is very interested in Amazon being their next broadcaster. He thinks they shouldn't do an exclusive deal with them and be open to various options, because if you can keep the door open for other promotions, other big just fights, for example, that can't get done on some of these other networks between some of these other promoters, to keep some of those doors open, that hey, we got our doors open, we're not in bed full-time exclusively with anyone right now. And that might be in Amazon Prime Video's best interest as they start to grow their, well, sports network, sports division. And it's something new. Chris Mannix also believes that this is a great opportunity to help grow boxing, to get new viewers, and basically tap into a completely new and additional demographic. Chris Mannix thinks that in their first year anyways, they'll have around 200 million of a budget to start. Whether that's enough to be the exclusive broadcaster, I'm not sure. Whether it's enough to do a few one-offs here and really go all in on them, that seems a little bit more realistic with that budget. Again, I'm no expert on the matter. I don't know how far that can get you, but I do know that like it's in the billions for the NFL for how much they're paying for that. Anyways, I'm going to continue to listen to Chris Mannix as he covers this story, and this will start to come out from the major sports news outlets as well. The more smoke rises from this story. Just want to give a shout out to Showtime. 25 plus years of unbelievable work. Again, like my dad was a huge boxing guy back in the day, and the way he swoons over the golden age of boxing, the days that my generation just missed, those in their late 20s and early 30s. It was cards that were broadcasted on Showtime through Showtime Boxing that were really memorable to my father and a lot of other big hardcore boxing fans as well. Having said that, boxing does need to adapt on the broadcasting side of things, not to change like the literal visual, the announcers, this and that, the bow ties, no, but for a viewership, from a viewership point of view, they can reach more people in this digital age. I know it. And I know that will gain interest. For someone who has had to try a little harder to get into boxing, as a combat sports junkie, if it was just a little bit more accessible, like that of Top Rank being on ESPN, I'd be diving into more and more and more. MMA is doing it. Let's see if boxing can do it as well. Let me know in the comments if you think the move from Showtime to Amazon Prime is the best move for that of a Premier Boxing Champions. And furthermore, do you think Amazon Prime should be the exclusive broadcast of PBC, or do you think they should keep their doors open to multiple big shows? Let me know in the comments, folks, and I'll see you on the next one.